Good morning. This is Kamera again, day number 16. We're covering Genesis chapter 46 through Genesis chapter 47. Our previous chapter mentioned, talked about how Joseph and his brothers made peace, and that he also invited them to come and live in Egypt, and he told them he would take care of them. And so now, of course, the brothers had gone and told their father Jacob what had happened. And so now Jacob is on his way to Egypt. Jacob has a vision. God gives him a vision and tell Jacob, don't be afraid. I will be with you. And Joseph will take care of you while you're there. And you're going to die in Egypt, but you'll be back again. I wonder if he's talking about his body. Okay. Anyway, remember that story that Abraham, when the Lord told Abraham that his descendants were going to be in Egypt and they'll come back to Canaan. So maybe that's what he's talking about, that part. Anyway, so as Jacob is heading back to Egypt, Joseph meets him. Now, of course, they embraced, and can you imagine the reunion? And so now Jacob was like, now I am ready to die. I know that you still live. I see your face again. So I'm ready. And so, I can just imagine they held each other for a long time. That's what the word says. And so now Joseph, he introduces his father and his brother to Pharaoh. And Pharaoh, he welcomes them. And he told them to choose the best land. Told Joseph to get his family the best land. Oh, also, everybody went to Egypt. Everybody. The Bible says that 66 of Jacob's direct descendants came along with him, and that their children, the women were not counted, the females. So, everybody. Jacob took everything. He took every child, every adult, grandsons, granddaughters, sons, daughters. He took all his cattle. He took everything they owned, went to Egypt with them. And so, Joseph was instructed to give his family the best land, and that land is Goshen. And Pharaoh also asked what were their skills, and said and advised Joseph to put his brothers over the livestock. So they got jobs too. And so after that, it gives us an account of everyone. The Bible gives us an account of all the descendants who came to Egypt as well. Women were not counted. So, it talks about also how the famine was so bad. That famine was so bad that the land of Egypt and Canaan really suffered. People were starving. They would go to Egypt. They sold all their money. They gave away all their money for food. And then when they ran out of money, they sold their cattle, their livestock. They sold their horses, the donkeys, the sheep, the goats. They sold everything. And when they ran out of that money, ran out of cattle to give away, they sold their land to Pharaoh. And when that ran out, they sold themselves as slaves. So they said, we'll work as slaves, we'll work as servants. And so, So Pharaoh owned the entire land of Egypt. And so what happened was after that, Joseph would give them seed, and he told them to go ahead and harvest, and to give Pharaoh 1/5, which is like 20% of all the crop. They can keep the rest for their families and their household. That's where we are. So that was day number 16. And Genesis 46 and 47. You guys are doing good. We're almost done with Genesis. Isn't that wonderful? And we're only halfway through January. Good job. Keep it up, guys. You guys have a blessed day.